Happy Wednesday. I'm Alexandra Harbushka. I'm founder of Life with Herpes, founder of AlexandraHarbushka.com, founder of the Secret Society Wellness, which are our new, well, I guess we're not that new anymore, huh? Our wellness products for people living with herpes. Also, you don't have to have herpes, obviously, to use the products because they're awesome. Hey, my friend, how are you? Hey, guys, I see you joining. Okay, so I try to go live every weekday and answer your questions related to herpes. They can also be related to lifestyle. They can be cooking. They can be about being a mom. Hey, Brooke, all sorts of stuff. So I'm outside today. Like, the weather in Vegas totally turned, and I'm just going to get some vitamin D really quick. Hey. All right, let's get to some of the questions. You guys have a lot of great questions, and we'll just go for it. Is almond milk safe to drink when living with herpes? Okay, so here's the thing about lysine and arginine. Lysine is an essential amino acid that the herpes virus does not flourish in. It makes it a hostile environment or an uncomfortable environment for the herpes virus to replicate in your body. Arginine is kind of the opposite. It's also an essential amino acid, and it is a wonderful environment for the herpes virus to live in. So to answer your question about almond milk, almonds are high in arginine. So I would advise you to try it out. I have almond milk a lot. I eat almonds every day. I have almond butter every day. So it's something that I have in my diet that I include in my diet. There's other things, like I've heard people having issues with cashews. So I'm answering your question right now, subs for, so I've heard people having issues with cashews and other types of nuts. I would say just try your body and see what happens. If you're getting lots of outbreaks and you can't figure out why, then maybe look at it and say, maybe it's the almond milk. So, switch it up. Maybe try oat milk. There's also, oatmeal is also higher in arginine, but try it. You never know. Will my babies be born with HSV antibodies? No, unfortunately not. And I've asked the pediatricians about that. Like, hey, when I'm breastfeeding, am I giving them the antibodies? And they're like, there really isn't that much research done on it. So I don't really have an answer for you, but no, they're not born with your antibodies. Will I transmit my herpes 1 genital herpes if I kiss someone? No. So if you have genital herpes, regardless of it's HSV 1 or HSV 2, you will not transmit it orally. Vice versa, if you have oral herpes, whether it be HSV 1 or HSV 2 orally, you will not transmit it genitally. It's skin to skin contact based on the location in which you have it. Does that make sense? So if you have oral herpes, you can only transmit it orally. If that makes any sense. Are there additional tests to check the fetus development of the mother to have herpes? Not that I know of. The fetus is not going to get herpes though. Your child, it's skin to skin, so there would be no need for a test because the baby has to come in contact with the herpes virus, which means that they're not going to come in contact it till potential delivery. And at that point, that would be up to the pediatrician to do a blood test if he or she wanted to. Best ways to explain HSV2 without sounding like downplaying it. Links in personal text. I feel like that is, like, I should do that video. Like there's stuff going around, like on TikTok and Instagram right now that's like, tell me you're a without telling me you're a. So like, tell me you're a mom without telling me you're a mom. I should totally do like, tell me you have herpes without telling me you have herpes or something like that. It'd be really funny. Best ways to explain. Again, I would just go with statistics. 1 out of 6 people have HSV2. So it's extremely common. Chances are the person that you're with has come in contact with someone with HSV1 or HSV2. Just because you have HSV2 does not mean that you are like the only person in the world. You're probably going to be safer than at preventing transmission than a partner who has not been tested or is just like taking it carelessly, like, oh, it would never happen to me, like that type of attitude. So I would just let them know that you're going to do the 3 things that you can to prevent transmission, which is communication, use some sort of protection, and also be in agreement of, do you want to be on the antiviral or not? The antiviral lessens the transmission rate by 48%. Did you just tell them you had herpes, or did you start slowly with the combo? It depended on the person. If I didn't really care, I was like, yeah, I have herpes. When it was people that there was like 2 people that I really cared about, and both of them were not serious conversations, like an intervention type conversation, but it was like, like my emotions and heart were in it. So it was a conversation. Definitely with my husband, it wasn't an issue at all. It was like the least thing on our plate that we had to talk about, but it was a conversation that we had. Absolutely. Can you breastfeed if you have herpes? Yeah, I breastfeed all day, every day. It's my favorite thing to do as a mom. I would never want to give that up or miss that opportunity. Yeah, you can breastfeed it. It's not transferred through your breast milk. The only thing is if you have herpes on your nipples or on your like chest, sometimes people have it there. Not common to have it there, so don't think that you have it there. But if you do, of course, you wouldn't want to, right? How do you tell someone you have HSV too? I don't even know how to start with that conversation. I just kind of talked about that, Daisy. Yeah, you just come out with the conversation of like, hey, this is what it is. Statistically, this many people have it. I've been tested for it. Have you been tested for it? It's extremely common, and kind of go from there. Can you donate blood if you have herpes? Absolutely, Kara. Herpes does not live in our blood. It's not a blood disease. It's a skin disease. So 2 very separate things. Like HIV is a blood disease. Hepatitis is a blood disease. This is a skin disease. When I say blood disease, it lives in your blood. It's not necessarily a blood disease. It lives in your blood. What symptoms do you need to look out after your first outbreak? I would look for swollen lymph nodes. See if you have like tingles. I feel like it's like a spider walking on my skin kind of when I get one, or like you almost take like a rubber band and snap the area. Like that's not incentive, definitely not an incentive. That's like I may be getting an outbreak. So I'd look for those things. Definitely take care of your body when you feel one coming on. Do you need to disclose to your dentist if you have genital HSV1? Not unless they ask. If they ask on their survey, I would definitely tell them, but no, you don't need to disclose. The only thing is medications. They might ask you what medications you're on, and I would absolutely disclose that you are potentially, if you are or not, taking some form of antiviral. Is it possible to only have an initial mild outbreak and nothing else after 3 months? Yep. In fact, most people are asymptomatic. Most people do not get outbreaks. So those of us that get outbreaks, we are the lucky ones. No, just kidding. It's your body eventually gains strength in fighting against the virus, and so it's able to keep it dormant in your system. How do you navigate oral sex when one partner has HSV2? There are some things you can do, like if you on the antiviral, that's going to lessen the transmission rate, which is going to be really significant. You can also use condoms or dental dams for oral sex. And again, it's just a conversation for your partner. We make this big deal about oral sex, but if it was someone with oral herpes, they're probably not going to make the big deal to their partner and be like, well, what should we do? I have oral herpes. I can't kiss you. I can't have sex. I can't have oral sex. And we don't make that same issue when we have oral herpes. We just like go about life normally, right? We make this big deal because it's the same thing genitally. And I just want you and your partner to get on the same page of what you guys feel comfortable with. Wasn't on daily Valtrex, started a relationship. How long before to take it to prevent transmission? I would say if you're going to be on it, be on it. I don't necessarily know a day, like, is it 48 hours before it kicks in? Is it 12 hours? I don't know that. That would be a great question for a pharmacist. I don't know that answer, or a medical provider. But if you're going to be on it, be on it. I asked the question once, like, oh, well, can I just have it when, like, I know I'm going to have sex? And they're like, if you're on it, you're on it. Be on it. Like, don't skip and hop or jump around. If you're going to be on it to use it as a method to prevent transmission. So that's a good question though. Your self-worth has gotten better since your diagnosis, yet you feel nervous to disclose. I totally understand, Brooke. That's going to be ups and downs, and that's okay. You know, this is something that no one plans on, no one signs up for. Well, I guess in a way we all kind of sign up for it because we have sex and we're humans and we come in contact with other humans that have it all the time, even family members that have it. So in a way, I guess it's just inevitable. But back to feeling nervous to disclose, that's completely fine, because what really it is you're scared of the rejection. You don't want the rejection. No one wants to be rejected, whether it's for herpes, whether it's because I'm a brunette and not a blonde, whether it's because the person doesn't like your career field, the person doesn't like the fact that you have 12 cats, doesn't like the fact that you don't cut your fingernails, whatever it is, that's rejection. So remember that when you give them, you T-ball something like, oh, I have herpes, do you like me? It's giving them, it's like just handing it over to them to be like, oh, no, I really wasn't that interested in you. Thanks for giving me the like easy way out. So basically it's them saying, I'm not into you, right? It hurts, yeah. Had you not had herpes, maybe you guys have like gotten together, maybe, but if the person isn't that into you, then they still wouldn't be that into you when they're dating you, right? Do you need to disclose to your dentist? I already answered that one. You have oral herpes, but I think I spread it to my face when sleeping on a pillow. It might have spread, like, so the way that it kind of works is like it goes along our nerves, and we have our nerves are like fingers, they kind of travel. So it could have just traveled. I doubt that it's like going to suddenly show up on your cheek without it originating out of like around your lips. It's not very common for it to do that. But I would just look out for the next outbreak and kind of see where that goes. I think that's it, guys. I think those were all the questions. Did I get them? I'm doing a live in like 10 minutes with the Secret Society. So that's why I'm like, ooh, I gotta go. I gotta get set up for that too, guys. I think that's it. All right. Since I'm talking about the Secret Society, if you're like, what is that? You're welcome, Tracy. It's our online community for people that are living with herpes. It is made up of hundreds of people throughout the world. We do lives. You're welcome. We do lives twice a week on Mondays. Today's like a bonus live. And it's just basically 24-hour hand-holding within a community. So I think it's awesome. I think you should join if you're questioning it or wanting to learn more about it. You can go to the Start Here section in my bio, join the Secret Society, and I will see you all soon. Thanks, guys.